Jeremy, Pete. Thank you, sir.
Great. All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the City of Charleston Committee on Real Estate. It is April 24th, 2023. I'd like to call to order our meeting today. To get things started, would like to have Councilmember Waring give our invocation. It doesn't seem like he's dialed in yet, but it sounds like Peter has attended a church very recently and might still be inspired. And do you mind giving us the invocation today?
Yeah, well, I'm going to read from the Holocaust Remembrance Commemoration prayer. If I could borrow that. God, full of mercy, who dwells in the heights, shelter them beneath the wings of your presence. High among the holy and the pure, who shine like the brilliant heavens. Shelter the souls of the innocent 6 million, men, women, and children, holy communities, who were slaughtered in the Holocaust, strangled, suffocated, and burned to ash. Amongst them, young children who never tasted sin, and their life and death were not separated. Their holy souls passed into your care. Let the Garden of Eden be their resting place. Master of mercy, drape them and keep them forever in your protecting presence, and bind their souls to the living and to life. God, you are their inheritance, and where they rest, ease them with peace. Amen.
Thank you, Councilman Shade. I appreciate that. And I was happy to see you and Councilman Waring, and of course, Mayor Tecklenburg at the Yom HaShoah event yesterday at the Gilliard. And Mayor Tecklenburg spoke beautifully, and it was a really wonderful ceremony that brought together not just the Jewish community, but the African-American community, the LGBT community, and all other parts of our community to stand together against hate and prejudice. And I appreciate you reinforcing that message here today with us at Real Estate. So the first item up on our agenda is approval of the April 10th, 2023 minutes. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 The ayes have it. The first and only non-annexation item on the agenda is consideration of an ordinance to authorize the mayor to accept a proposed land donation of approximately 12 acres from the Kiowa Raccoon Run LLC and Carolina Bay Property Owners Association for the purpose of a community park. And anytime the word donation and park appear in the same sentence, you've got my attention. So Matt, do you have this one today?
I do, Chairman. So yeah,
Great, thank you.
An ordinance to allow the mayor to accept approximately 12.01 acres. This is for community park space. It's actually tied to the 2006 Carolina Bay PUD agreement. So this is actually just conveying that parcel of property to the city.
A move for approval, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Councilman Waring. We have a motion on the floor. Can I get a second?
Seconds are hard to come by.
Second.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved and properly seconded. Any discussion or questions of staff? Mr. Mayor.
So I know when we talked about accepting this and the design of how they're going to add some more houses around the perimeter of the donated land as well. And I'd ask that they keep a certain number of lots, so to speak, clear, or certain space clear, so that people would be able to look into the open space and the green space. Do we have the layout of what they ended up with on the future development that's going to occur?
Mayor, I do not have that. I just have a plat of the parcel. It's about a 22 acre parcel in total that our 12 acres is being cut out of. But no, I do not have anything as far as a layout as far as that is concerned. of the development of the other area.
All right. Well, I'll certainly vote to approve this at this point, but ask the planning department, if you don't mind, if they've got something that shows that, and to send
Yes,
it
sir. And I
back.
see Christopher Morgan is on here and just came off mute, so I didn't know if he had anything to add.
Yes, sir, Mayor. We can get that for you all. It is going to have a row of houses directly across the street from it. And then there are a few houses on a cul-de-sac that back up to it to the west. But it will have, I think it's about 12 or 15 houses directly across the street from it.
But it'll be across the street and not, so to speak, in front of it, if you know what I
Correct.
mean.
There are some on the western side that are going to back up to it, but I think the street that is created there is going to be park on one side and residences on the other.
That's what I was hoping for. Good. Thank you.
But we'll get that so you all can see that tomorrow.
Okay, great.
All right, and Councilman Shealy is joining us today. Do you have a question, Councilman Shealy?
Yeah, thank you for letting me join in too. I appreciate it. It's a great piece of property in a great neighborhood. It actually backs up behind the old C.E. Williams Middle School. I used to play back in those woods and fish and hunt and that kind of stuff before there was a Carolina Bay. But I was just curious at if we're limited on what we can do, and should this be part of the Parks and Rec master plan, or is there already a plan for this property?
I'll respond that there's not a specific plan. There are some wetlands involved, and I walked through it with Mr. Kronsberg a couple of years ago now. It's been a little while. And it certainly seemed like a place that would be viable for a more passive area, you know, maybe a nature trail. You got to get over a couple of wetlands area. It's not the kind of park that you would have a baseball field in. It's got some lovely trees on it and all like that. And yes, it should be part of the our Parks and Rec master plan. I don't think they included it when they actually did the plan because we didn't have the property. It was a maybe at that point. And there's a little strip of land, council member, that goes all the way down to
McLeod Street. Yeah, McLeod.
To C.E. Williams schools.
Yep.
So you could create a pedestrian connection through the woods all the way from that street into the neighborhood, which, you know, long-term would be really nice.
Yeah, it actually, that little strip goes to, I think it's McLeod Road or McLeod Street, which actually connects all the way to Savannah Highway. So,
That's right.
and it, you know, it's right, it borders the USDA property and C.E. Williams there. So it's pretty neat location. So.
Yeah. But it does have some wetlands on it as well.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate y'all letting me chime in. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
You know, Mr. Chairman, there's in our packet a little survey of the site. Kind of shows some lots across the street. But anyway, you're right, there's a good bit of wetlands cutting through there. Almost looks like the horseshoe of Italy.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, this is great. And just to ask an obvious question here, but just to make sure this is clear for the record and anybody listening at home understands this. I mean, this will obviously be a public park, not just available for those in Carolina Bay, correct?
Correct. The PUD language actually refers to it as a community park following the city's plan, park plan.
Great. Thank you so much. Any other questions or further discussion on this item? All right, hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it. Thank you for that, Matt and Christopher. We have got 2, 4, 6 annexations
Move for approval.
Second.
on our agenda this afternoon, moved and properly seconded, all 6 of them. It appears to my eye that the first 5 are residential and the 6th is perhaps commercial. Molly, do you want to maybe give us a rundown on this one?
Yeah, you're correct. The first 5 are residential. I can go into them if we need. The last one, 3124 Maybank Highway out on Johns Island. This is an annexation that we have been looking at, but it is owner initiated, where it's a longer parcel off of Maybank Highway, but we don't foresee any serious controversy, as we're still kind of in the very, very, very early stages. Those folks are of any sort of movement, but they want to get into the city, and it's a great parcel to have. They're surrounded by the city on both sides, so we don't foresee any issues, like I said. But happy to answer any single family questions as well if you have them.
Great. Thank you so much, Molly. Does anybody from the committee have any questions about any of these annexations? All right, hearing none. All in favor of all 6, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it. That brings us to the close of our agenda. Does anybody have any questions or comments for good of the order? All right, we ran a pretty quick real estate meeting here today. I appreciate everybody's time and attention, and thanks again as always to our great staff. And I'll see some of y'all here shortly at Public Works, and the rest of y'all tomorrow evening. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, y'all